I'm Meg Shadow, and today I'm going to do a top 5 list. Now, I've never done a top 5 list before, or a countdown or anything like that, but I see so many really cool ones out there. Specifically, Johnny Tejas did a 100 film countdown, which I don't think I have the discipline for. I don't think I could do that, but also the Gothic Alice. She does some really great horror countdowns, and so I was kind of inspired mostly by her actually to do my top 5. So I was really inspired by those two people, among others, to do a top 5 list. I might do a top 10 list at some point, but for right now, I'm just going to do a top 5. This is the top 5 guilty pleasure horror movies. So these are my personal favorites, and a lot of them I love for different reasons. They're pretty much just those films that kind of have stuck with me. A couple of them are really, really bad, but they've just stuck with me since childhood, really, and so that's why I love them. So the first couple that I'm going to do, I don't actually have on physical copy, because I have been able to find them. I just haven't gotten around to ordering them for whatever reason. I don't know why, because they're some of my absolute favorite ones. Now, to explain what I mean by guilty pleasure horror movies, it's those movies that I know are really terrible for whatever reason, the acting, the special effects, whatever, but I just love them because they're fun, or they remind me of my childhood, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get into my top 5 guilty pleasure horror movies. Well, the first one I actually do not have on physical copy, and you might not even have heard of it, but I just really loved it. It's one of those movies that I grew up on watching the Sci-Fi Channel, and it still comes on every now and then, which is pretty cool, but I don't watch TV because I just don't have time. And I don't have this on physical copy, so I can't show you a box or anything. I'll try to insert a little clip or something. It is just awesome. It's got Brad Dourif in it, who is a really great character actor. He's actually one of my favorite actors, and he did the voice of Chucky. So any of you who don't actually know who Brad Dourif is, you probably will know him as that. And he's also played a lot of other great parts in big movies as well. So he plays this hacker guy. He builds these machines for I think it was a weapons company, I'm not actually sure. Yes, it was a weapons company, and he's kind of twisted, like they lock him in a basement to do his work so people don't have to deal with him, because he's a genius, but he's twisted and everybody knows it. So he's just really hilarious throughout the movie, and think like a Chucky type of humor. They decided to terminate his position for some reason. It's been a couple years since I've seen it. They decided to terminate his position, and so he goes after the CEO and all these bigwigs that are in the building at the time with his machines. So that's where the term death machine comes from. And it's just really hilarious because of how kind of cheesy and bad it is. One of the lines in the movie is, "I showed him my thing and it killed him." Okay, so the second, this number 2 is my, another one from my early childhood, and I don't know, I was 10 or younger when I saw this movie, and definitely by far not the best one out of the series, I'm sure. Like, there are others that are definitely better horror movies. This one is more of like a horror love story. I know it's terrible. I know it is. But just the love story in it just kind of gets me. So it is obviously about zombies. And basically there's this guy and this girl, and they are told not to be together. I think the main guy in the show, his father is one of the people making this, I guess, virus or whatever, storing the zombies. They were storing zombies and creating zombies in a lab, and the virus gets out. Well, he had been told not to hang out with this girl, so they were out together. They were dating or whatever, and so she ends up getting the virus. She becomes a zombie, and she's different than the other zombies because she wants to stay alive, and she's holding on to that humanity as much as she can. And it actually kind of, when I think about it, is a film ahead of its time, because there are a lot of movies out right now where the zombies are human in a way, think like Warm Bodies or something like that. This is slightly different from that because the way that she stays alive is she pierces her flesh, puts glass in herself. There's actually a scene where she comes out and she's walking all contorted, and she has like these spikes through her hands and glass coming out of her face, and I just thought, that's badass. Like, she is such a badass. She looked like she was ready for a freaking war or had been through a war. And that scene, just that part of the movie has stuck with me because I love practical effects makeup like that, and it was just so over the top. And she's a redhead, of course. But no, I really love that movie, and if you don't mind cheesiness and like the love story attached to it, you really should watch that movie because it's good. And so the last three I actually do have on physical copy, which is weird because the first two are my all-time favorites, but hey. Number 3, so the next one is Trailer Park of Terror. I don't know if you guys have seen this movie, but it is cheesy as hell. It is, here, I'll show you the case. If you can just tell, okay, so that is what, Trace Atkins, I think. I don't listen to country, but I used to. I think it's Trace Atkins. Trace Atkins. Okay, so this guy is a badass zombie killer guy, and basically, and I'll read you the back, but I just thought that was amazing. So basically, these zombies actually can think, and they're different than a lot of other zombies. They're just, which makes them a little scarier to me. I don't know. I like all the different zombie genres and how different that they can be. But basically, some things happen in the beginning of it to where, but basically, for whatever reason, it was a revenge killing. This woman killed everybody in this trailer park. She was trying to escape the trailer park and make a better life for herself. I'm going to spoil it anyway. Make a better life for herself and run away with this guy. Well, some people from the trailer park didn't want her to leave, and, you know, basically were trying to hold her back. And the ultimate holdback, they kill her fiance or boyfriend or whatever. So then she kills everybody in the trailer park. And then we have Trailer Park of Terror. So everybody turns into a zombie, and I will read you the back cover. It says, 6 troubled high school students and their chaperone are returning from a retreat when the bus crashes, stranding them in the middle of trailer park hell. Literally. Without warning, hillbilly zombies looking for fun begin slaughtering the teens in a gruesome fashion. With a rockin' Southern Pride soundtrack, top-notch special effects, and a devilish sense of humor, Trailer Park of Terror, based on Imperium book comic book series, is nasty fun for the hardcore horror fan. So if you haven't seen this, I actually do really recommend all of the movies on this list, but this is really cheesy, and if you're looking for just a fun watch, I would recommend this because it actually kind of has a good story. I don't know, it's good. I like it. So next, I will do one that, I don't know, this one I struggled putting on this list. It's one of those that is not really a horror movie to be taken seriously, just like all the others. Well, I think Death Machine really wanted to be taken seriously, but I don't know, maybe not. Anyway, so this is Suck, and if you haven't seen this, definitely go out and see it. It's put out by Fangoria. It's a Fangoria Presents movie. It's just freaking awesome and hilarious. There are some really great moments in this. It doesn't have much of a storyline, to be honest. It's just one to watch for fun. It's got Malcolm McDowell, Alice Cooper, Iggy Pop, just a lot of really great people there. in this movie, and it's just a lot of fun. I would definitely recommend it. Another one of those just really fun movies. This one doesn't have a lot of backstory, like I said, it's just cool. Now, this next one, my number one, is my number one only because this movie is what made me make this list. I know this is bad, but I still really love it, and it's not one of those super cheesy movies. Like, I think it takes itself kind of seriously. But I really liked the story. I don't know, I did. Well, Ron Perlman is in this movie. He is the main character, or one of the main characters. And this is 5 girls. 5 witches, 5 powers, 1 evil. And basically, this is a Catholic school that is a place where people send their girls. It's a girls' school, where people send their girls who have been getting into trouble for whatever reason, but they all have powers that their families can't deal with. So it's kind of an interesting, I don't know, it's not like a school for witches, it's not like X-Men where they go there to learn how to control their powers. It's just girls who were sent away because their families couldn't deal. So it's really interesting concept. Just, I really loved this movie. I can't really tell you why. I can't put my finger on it. I just enjoyed it. So this is 5 girls. St. Mark's Catholic School for Girls is closed and abandoned after a young student suddenly disappears without a trace. But after 13 years, the school is reopened under the helm of domineering headmistress and a troubled priest with a past, which is Ron Perlman. Now 5 new rebellious students find themselves trapped in a school that is hell-bent on their redemption. When the girls unite their supernatural skills in an attempt to escape, they realize they must fight for their lives against an ancient and evil demon that holds thrall over the school. And that's the back of it. And it's an interesting movie. It is so bad that it is good. And I actually really like the story, and it's definitely one of those guilty pleasures that I'm like, I know not everybody's gonna like this. I know the majority of people are going to freaking hate it because it's a serious movie. It takes itself seriously. But I actually really enjoyed it, and if you haven't seen it and it sounds interesting to you, I would definitely watch it along with all the other movies that I've mentioned, because for whatever reason, they've all stuck in my mind, even though I know some of them are so bad. But I definitely wanted to share these with you guys, because some of them you may not have heard of. I know Suck, everybody has probably heard of, but I put it on this list just because it's one of those movies that, like I said, doesn't have a story, it does not take itself seriously, but it's still really good to me. So I think that's going to be it for today's video. I loved sharing these with you guys. Let me know down below if you've seen any of them and what you thought. And also if you have any guilty pleasure horror movies yourselves, because I would really be interested in having some movie suggestions. So I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye.